further injuries since we played Exeter. So that whole team's available, yeah.
Premiership Rugby put a thing out today saying you had a 27% chance of making the playoffs.
That's all right, isn't it? I'd take odds like that, yeah.
I think Leicester had 2 years ago. Leicester had an 8% chance. I mean, is that realistic?
What, Leicester got the same, have they?
No. A couple of years ago, they gave Leicester an 8% chance and they made the playoffs. You've got 27% chance. Is that a realistic assessment?
I'm not. I went to the Grand National. That's where we have been. After we worked him hard on the field, we took them all to the Grand National. I'm a terrible gambler. If you were to ask me right now and how we've trained, right now, I'd say our odds are pretty good, probably better than that. But it's 8 weeks, as we said here, didn't we, at the start? Like it's 8 weeks. It's not just a one-game thing. They've got supercomputers to work out the odds. Who am I to argue with an artificial intelligence?
Who backed the winner of the National?
Well, I actually won that. I won an Aya Maximus. The fact that I bet on 12 of the horses. I mean, I came away with no money, but I felt like a winner.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Alex, just to continue the horse racing analogy, are Harlequins your Becher's Brook?
Again, just well beyond me that, Chris. Educate me, and then.
Well, if you clear this, it's a big challenge, but the ground becomes slightly easier after it. In that sense, you fall at this one. And you're pretty knackered, aren't you?
If we fall at any of the next kind of 4 hurdles, it becomes significantly harder, and I'd say our chances drop from 20% to, probably in the single figures. And we're going to have to leave the gambling analogies behind because, like I say, I'm not too au fait with that. They're all big. Like you go well against Quins this weekend, and I think we'll perform well. Whichever side we come by way of the outcome, the lads are talking well, training well, so it generally leads to a good performance. You got Newcastle the week after, and I'm stood with the man Sonny. There'll be no love lost there. And going up there, it's always a difficult place to play, so it doesn't get any easier for want of challenge or, in terms of getting your mentality right week in, week out, which is what Quins have got to do, and they've shown they can.
So as you said, looking at that Exeter match a couple of weeks ago, it just looked like Sharks' lineup then was getting back close to first choice again. Does that come as a huge relief to you? And secondly, does that give you hope that you can do enough in the next 4 games to get into the playoffs? Because it is looking much more like your proper lineup.
Relief. Yeah, relief's probably not the word I'd describe it. I'm grateful to have those senior players back because of real quality. It does give you hope because we had to find form. I knew we were going to find form. I've said it in the week previous to that we would find form, and the week dictated, the states of the week dictated that it had to be that week, and we did. So we know we've still got it in them. This group's still got it in them to have big performances, good performances at home with that group. Backing it up, innit? It's finding that edge to get us up to that right emotional state without overstepping it. That's the art of coaching, not so much the science of coaching. I've just described the science of coaching, looking back on reflection, but this really now comes down to attitude and energy and mentality, as I've said before, and that's more about the intangibles, making sure that all the sums of the parts of the whole fit together and are on song. It's part of the game that I enjoy. It's the biggest challenge, but it's something I'm getting my teeth stuck into with the help of some senior lads. Constant mowing the grass, and making sure that the garden looks neat and tidy, I guess, is another metaphor.
Lastly, have you got an idea in your head of what it's going to take out of the last 4 games? i.e. points-wise? wise
No.
to get into top four?
No, I don't. Simon Orange, as I said in the past, racks the numbers, and he mentioned 20 to 22 points, and that was before the Exeter win. He thinks that should get us in. Spoken to Joe Shaw, who I respect massively, and still got a good relationship at Sarries, and that was the break actually, and I'm giving him a call, and I was like, geez, Shawsy, we're both in the same boat here, like, we've got to win everything. And that brings its own kind of pressure, and as I've mentioned, emotional state. It's like, well, no, we don't. We all play each other, so really you've got to get 4 good wins out of the 6 games that were left. There's obviously only 4 games left now, and you've got 3 home games out of that, and probably pick up and away, and if you do that, that probably will be enough, and that kind of takes a little bit more pressure off you as head coach or a director of as I am. So I can only speak on behalf of the people whose intelligence I respect more than my own when it comes to this kind of number crunching, because my mind's just set on just winning them all. That's the easiest way to do it, and I think the team that wins them all and keeps form and finds form will win it. That'll come to bear. Like, that'll be the obvious case. The team that's able to go through now and maintain consistency of performance will win, and that's what makes it all that bit more tougher for a Harlequins. For not so much a Gloucester, I guess, but because they've got to go back to back for 8 games, not 6, if they want to win everything, and they've already had 2, so that makes 10 games. That's real tough. But like we said, they've shown they've got it in them.
Well, you've got the 2 away in Newcastle, and of course Saracens on the last day, so.
I'm sure it probably will come down to that. That would be a bit cruel, wouldn't it? But I'm sure it probably will come down to that last game. If we go well until then, if both teams go well, it'll probably come down to that.
Just the other factor I should have mentioned maybe, was having had the final last season, and this is a fairly routine question, has there been extra pressure during the course of this season to back that up, or has that not been a factor at all?
No, I haven't felt it from the owners, to be honest. I'm not on social media, although Ange, who mans our front door at Carrington, is like head of the Sales Supports Association, so she's quite forward in airing her opinions on a Monday morning, and we haven't performed well, so I'm in touch with what that group of spectators are feeling. I haven't felt that. If anything, I think it in being successful as you have and being a young group, there might be a presumption that it's just going to happen again, and that's probably been our bigger learnings this year, is that you've got to find something special and something different that's motivating you, other than people just doubting you would, like they were last year. I think you've got to go somewhere else as a group, and we've had a few of those conversations, and the lads are well aware of that at this point in time, of the levels and depths we've got to go to attain those heights again. It's more than what it was last year. The teams are better, the competition's harder, everyone's evolved and gone on. So if you think just doing the same, we'll get to the same point, it won't. We get left behind. So there's been a realisation of that this year. That's different from the pressure of having, of expecting to get there. There's not been that. Is that all right? Did I answer that question well enough? Yeah.
Just hope Angie's happy on Monday then.
And I'm going to go see her now. She sorts the tickets out. I won't get tickets again. We don't put a good performance in. She's a legend. You know Angie. Have you met Angie before?
Yeah, I'm sure I have on match days.
Yeah. She's always around. She's ever present. She actually it was on, when was it? It wasn't this Monday. It was the end of last week when the lads were in, and the club got all the players who had babies, and there were six young fathers. So something's in the water up at Sale. And she's like, "Can I have a minute?" I'm like, "Of course you can, Ange." Like, she's up there and she's giving presents out, and it's her best day ever. And then she stood there. I'm like, "All right, Angela." All the players are like, "Do you want to say something?" Like, it was totally off the cuff, and she's just like, "I believe in you. we believe in you, we can fucking do this, and all the lads are up cheering and shaking them, and you can come to every team meeting. And I saw her like the day after, she goes, I only realised I was speaking when I was halfway through talking, do you know what I mean? So there is a belief, and we do feel like there's the crowd behind us, but that's just someone special in the organisation who's pulling towards where we want to go. There's a good feeling at the moment. We're getting a bit of a roll, who knows, 27% chance there. Alright, cheers lads, thank you.